Hello, good Thursday to you, bottom of the hour. I am Brad Edwards. Thank you for streaming with us. The Greektown neighborhood will soon be home to hundreds of new migrants starting Friday. This causing major mixed feelings between residents and community leaders who say they received short notice, really just days if that. Here joining us now to talk about it is Alderman Bill Conway of the 34th Ward. Alderman, thank you for your time.
Brad, thanks for having me on this morning.
Let's get straight to the point. Wednesday, representatives of the police department, the mayor's office, other officials hosted a community meeting to discuss this shelter. I believe you called it yourself. Can you kind of recap it for me? What were some of the reactions, primary concerns from residents?
Yeah, so the mayor's office informed me late last week that there'll be migrants moving into the Parthenon Guest House on South Halstead Street in Greektown. It was originally slated for this Friday, but it looks like it's going to be backed up a week. That detail is still in process. But people came with concerns last night, but they also came with an open mind and civility, and I was happy with how the meeting proceeded.
Now, walk me through the plan a bit. We know that the hostel on Halstead was used as a temporary shelter in October of last year through February, and apparently you were left out of that decision as well.
Well, it's worth noting that preceded
you.
That did precede me in office, but I believe that at that time Mayor Lightfoot did that without the alderman there's notice even.
Right. So
yeah.
Making this a shelter once again. Any thoughts on this? I mean, the city of Chicago does take a prominent stance in being a welcoming city, but those sentiments have been tested, surely. And, regardless, shouldn't you, of all people, be in on the plan from the ground floor rather than 7 days before?
Well, it's clear this is being done in a very patchwork way. It seems that the city's kind of waiting for a bus to arrive and then sort of deciding where to put people. So it was difficult to get things going with a lack of real detail, lack of real notice. And I think it speaks more to the lack of a citywide plan. We're facing a citywide humanitarian crisis. We do need the mayor's leadership on that instead of the current patchwork approach we're doing now.
So, Alderman, I know you've expressed disappointment in this plan. It's very obvious, or at least the rollout. It's obviously, even on the federal level, everything is up in the air, fueling frustration. Is federal funding coming? We've gotten very little federal funding, and still the feds have yet to fast-track approval granting migrants work permits. So the migrants who came here, a lot of them want to work, they can't. When are the feds going to step up? Will these migrants get work permits? I know you're hyper-local level, but are you having this discussion with your federal counterparts?
Well, certainly are asking our federal counterparts to speed this up. And I will say this, I mean, Senator Durbin and Senator Duckworth and Congressman Garcia and others are certainly doing what they can at the federal level to get this work out. They don't need to be convinced what the city of Chicago is facing.
Right.
It's, the federal government on a broader level. But, like you said, the fact that we can't get work permits and the lengthy nature of the asylum process makes this entire humanitarian crisis we're facing very difficult. But here at the city level, we have folks that are here, and we have to do what we can to help them in a way that is safe and secure for them as well as the surrounding community.
Yeah. Finally, before we let you go, have you received any response from the city as to how many migrants are expected to stay at the Parthenon Guest House, or is there an end game here, an end date, and where do you see things going in your ward?
Well, yesterday at the meeting on Wednesday, I thought the city officials, of which there were several. There was someone from the mayor's office, OEMC, DFSS, and leaders of the police department. I thought they did a good job explaining the crisis and a good job explaining how security will be handled there. But it is not clear how many will be at the guest house. It holds 136, but they've slated 196 to stay there. It's not clear how how that can happen. And it's also, we're not sure who they are. And I think that decision hasn't been made because it is a hostel-like setup. It's going to be single people, but not sure if they're going to be, not sure if they're going to be men or women. Also, they had originally had this put together saying they were going to move people in there September 8th. Now they're saying it might be September 15th, but it might be sooner. So I don't think they're hiding those decisions from me. I just think it speaks to the wider patchwork approach that's happening now without a strategic plan.
Yeah. It speaks to, as you said, a crisis. We don't know the numbers. We don't know who they are. We don't know when they're moving in. We don't know when they're moving out. We don't know if they can get work permits. And
yeah, and I didn't answer, that part of the question. So right now, right now they're slated to stay there until June 30th. Okay. However, there is possible extension beyond that. Now, based on the fact it doesn't seem that there's going to be any stop to the buses coming, I suspect it would be extended. But that's the current plan is June 30th, and then see from there.
Okay. Alderman Bill Conway of the 34th Ward, the new 34th Ward. Thank you for being a voice for your constituents, and thank you for your time with us.
Brad, thanks for having me on this morning.
All right.